Joining us now is Chairman and CEO of Colonial Metals Group, Paul Stone. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side.
Oh, it's so great to be with the Right Side. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Tell us about Colonial Metals Group. I mean, a lot of people are saying, you know what, gold is the way to go.
Yeah, well, Colonial Metals Group serves up a solution to a problem. The government's causing the problem. It's been causing this problem for 50 years because it thinks that the way to pay its bills is not to communicate with the production side of our country, the private practice, right? Those of us here on Main Street and Wall Street, they don't want to really talk with us about solving problems. They just want to print money. So as they print money, it causes costs to go up. So then they have to print more. And then the costs go higher and print more. And that's not going to stop. And that's the sad thing, that no woman or man or millions of men and women in Washington can solve. That's like sending us all down to the beach and try to stop a wave. The only way to solve this is to get the bills paid by economic creation in the economy itself, where we're all at our jobs. Like, just for an example, you look at Social Security, $2.5 trillion that comes out of thin air. Some of it comes from the paychecks of the working, but back when Social Security was created, there were 44 workers for a retiree. Today, there's 3. So the math is backwards, and the government keeps printing and keeps trying to solve its problems with its own ideas, and you better have gold and silver, because eventually this all doesn't end very well.
Exactly. So then from there, if someone is watching this interview and seeing the sponsorship with Colonial Metals Group, what would be their first step to work with your group?
Just call us, or hit the landing page, give us a ring, give us a time and a day that you'd like us to reach out to you. Let us know your name and number. Let us know that you're worried and concerned, and we're just going to have a gentle, effective, reasonable conversation with you. You're already concerned. You've probably been thinking about the need for precious metals since Obama. Right? And then COVID hit and you were thinking about it. And then Biden walked into the White House and you thought about it. So for those of us that still aren't in precious metals and don't have any, answer the question first for yourself. Is some precious metals, does that make sense, or none? Is some better than none? And then give us a call, because we're the ones that are focused on the main ingredient to this whole thing. It takes a little courage to make a change. And courage doesn't live within us. It's something we have to reach for. If it was in us, we wouldn't have a word for it. It would just be something human beings do. It wouldn't be scary stuff we're doing, because we have courage in us. So we would just do scary stuff. There wouldn't be a term for it. So we have to reach for courage, and we want to be your ally in finding it, because it can be elusive.
Exactly. And specifically, though, with the IRA and the 401k, so is it backed in gold? And then also, do you guys have actual gold that you send to people? I mean, how does this all work for someone that doesn't understand the process?
We're all dealing with a little too much virtual and paper. Absolutely, Colonial Metals Group deals with metal. Actual gold and silver, dug up from the earth, very hard to find. The stuff's very scarce. Think about it. The earth might be covered in it, but 70% of the earth is covered with an ocean. Can't raise money much to dig for gold and silver on the bottom of the ocean, right? You can get oil out of there, but not gold and silver. So we have 30% of the land that we can look for gold and silver. We only add 1% to the above ground supply every year. So it is absolutely limited. Yeah, when you talk about backing your IRA or 401k account with real metal in a real depository, or you can certainly write a check and have gold and silver at your elbow in a safe in your home.
I think that sounds, calming to those that have those financial insecurities out there. Say they have that extra money in the savings account. What do they do with it? There's so many ways you can go, but it seems as if gold has always been that place to go, because there's so much strength with it. The value of it is just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a trapped asset. It's something all humans since the beginning have pretty much said is money. Right? I know we live in this touchscreen world where how could gold and silver be money? It probably never will be money again. You won't be shopping. I mean, if you're shopping at some place, a farm stand, because, if you're using gold and silver as money, all the big box stores are gone. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a trained economist. I'm a plain spoken, I take a farmer's approach to this. I've studied the hell out of it. I don't want to be wrong, so I don't want to be saying something wrong, cause and steer someone wrong. I've really vetted this as best I can. I got a book coming out about it, finished writing it last night. So in a couple months, the book will be available. We can talk about that more down the road. But gold and silver is the thing that goes higher because of how governments decide to solve their challenges. They print money. They think more money solves. Communication solves. I can't fix my marriage with money. I can fix it with communication. I can own my mistakes. Hopefully one day she'll own hers. Ha ha ha. But we have to talk things through. We can't just throw money at things. That's an inanimate object that you're trying to solve a math problem with. You're creating more math problems when you do that. If you pull up a chart of the debt increasing over the decades and pull up a chart of gold and silver, they line up a little bit.
So then with gold and silver and Colonial Metals Group and the backup plan with the 401k and the IRA, how long have you guys been around? And tell us about some of your reviews from customers and that kind of thing.
Oh, that's the couple of the best parts is the customers do hear what I'm telling you is that we give a damn. They hear that in how we behave and how we operate with these great Americans, generally older than us, that built the country. The 60, 70, 80-year-olds, the 90-year-olds built this place. We pay that respect to them when we're on the phone. We'll meet you where you are in this conversation. You might be at the very beginning, but you can't win a race you don't cross the starting line on, right? You can't hit a target you're not aiming for. So we get the personal side, the humanistic side to this equation. And so the reviews reflect that, especially from the shows that I'm on that get to see and hear from me and talk with me or listen to me one-on-one. That has a big impact because I'm going ahead and making the effort. I'm not trying to be an internet TV star. I like my privacy, but I'm willing to come out and spend time. No makeup involved here. This is what I look like. I wake up like this. My hair is perfect. I want to come on the camera to reach people and give them something more to connect to. I'm making that effort. I'm not somewhere signing autographs. Someone has recognized me recently, and that was a good feeling out and about. But yeah, Colonial Metals Group gets you. We get who we are. We're here to help. We're here to be of service. This isn't about us. It's about you. And where do you want your money located before this crisis really kicks off? Because the money printing is keeping us from feeling the depression mathematically we've been living in since '08. Let that ring into your head and into your heart. There's a falsehood going on here. Money printing is keeping us from feeling the flames. When that money printing, the dollar's worth 3 cents today. Used to be worth 100. It's worth 3 today, which means they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for the financial resource that they print to cause the lights to come on tomorrow. Eventually, there's nothing left at the bottom of the barrel but the barrel. And then the lights aren't on like you're used to them being on tomorrow. Where do you want your money located before that day comes? Rome came and went. Portugal, Spain, the Dutch, the French, the British, all the reserve currency empires before ours. And then eventually they shrank back to a small version of themselves. We're headed in the same direction mathematically, folks. Doesn't matter who's president. Doesn't matter about George Washington. What matters is no one's defended the Constitution all the way along the way. They stopped and ignored that 5, 6 decades ago. They've been creating a financial falsehood, eventually doesn't end well. And if your money's all in the dollar when that ends, then you go the same way they went. If you've left with some of your savings or retirement savings, money you don't spend and live on today, if you've left that zone if you've ever seen, I'll end with this, ever seen one of those street signs that says end of county maintenance, and it's a dirt road or a gravel road, that's where you want your finances to be that you don't need to spend, because when you're out here in the man-made financial world, then you're at risk to when all this goes wrong. If you've left the pavement, I grew up on a street with no paint. If you've left the pavement with some of your money, then it's not in harm's way. It's not located where the damage ends up occurring.
So what we're looking at here, of course, a lot of people happy that President Trump is in office and MAGAnomics and that kind of thing, always a good thing. But on top of that, if people go to freegoldguy.com, is this as simple as that? Just go to the website, you'll see a phone number there, and kind of, if someone has no idea, this is their first time jumping into this, or if there's someone that's shopping around, I guess that's the website to go to, right?
Yep, that's where you'll get a beautiful crafted source of information and awareness and perspectives that we've put together to kind of help you along while you're spending time with yourself mulling this over. Knowing is half the battle, so we want to help you know. And then acting is the other half, taking an action. First, no one will put $1 towards something they don't understand. So first we got to clear that out. Just like I wish California had cleared out all the underbrush, and maybe the fire wouldn't have been so big. So we got to clear out the stuff that stands in our way from moving forward. This is a country of people that move forward, and we're here to help you do that.
That's awesome. The chairman and CEO of Colonial Metals Group, Paul Stone. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side, and looking forward to the partnership here at Right Side Broadcasting Network.